Hey, how's it going, Bears fans? Jay Badass Cutler here. Really want to talk about the signing of Anthony Hargrove today, and I'm gonna have at the end of the videos some highlights and stuff of the new Bears players. So if you guys want to stick around for that, but basically I'm gonna talk about Anthony Hargrove. He was a Bills player back, I think it was like 2005 when he was drafted or something like that. But he got in some real trouble with the law, went to jail for a while, came back and was a pretty good comeback player for the Saints back in 2009. The Saints gave him a chance, and he actually helped them get to that Super Bowl, win that Super Bowl. He's a smaller defensive tackle. I think he's only about 265 pounds. He played defensive end when he was with the Bills, but he's more of a situational type defensive tackle. He's more of a third down type lineman, just as like Henry Melton was for us this past year. So he's not gonna be out there as much, but I would expect to see him at defensive end and even on third downs at defensive tackle. It's kind of funny. Ever since he came out of prison, everyone was who's going to sign him. Everyone was asking who's going to sign him. I really wanted the Bears to sign him. He's really a good fit for that cover two type defensive tackle, and it's really nice to see finally the Bears got him. So it's really all these young defensive linemen they're picking up. Really, Rod Marinelli hopefully is going to be able to motivate these guys and help them play up to their full potential, such as Moby Koye and Vernon Golston. I'm really excited to see that. One thing I'm actually disappointed about, guys, and you guys can chip in on this too, is Chicago Bears are building up their defensive line, but they are doing nothing for their offensive line. They're actually getting rid of offensive linemen. If you haven't seen my last video on the Olin Kreutz, he left the Chicago Bears for $500,000 to go to probably, which is going to be the 49ers. A difference of $500,000. It's going to cost him like $1 million to move out to San Francisco. He's gonna buy like a $2 million house. So I don't understand why the dude had to leave the Chicago Bears for 500K. I mean, it's chump change if you ask me for a player of his caliber who's gonna be making as much as he is. But that's besides the point. But let me know what you guys think. The Bears are doing nothing for their offensive line, and they're bolstering their defense. Their defensive line is going to have so much depth this year. They are one of the things that kind of struggled last year was their defensive line. There were a few stretches in the season, 2 or 3 games, where they really had minimal sacks. So this year, it's really probably not going to be an issue. But what really does look like the issue is the offensive line. I don't know what Jerry Angelo has up his sleeve, if he's going to pull off a trade or what, but they need a veteran offensive lineman. They got an extremely young O-line out there. The oldest guy they had was Kevin Schaefer, and they released him before the season started. So I'm really interested to see what they're going to do, because as a Bears fan right now, that offensive line needs to be fixed. I'm hearing rumbles that Braylon Edwards is talking about coming to Chicago. There's negotiations, but there's really almost every team in the league right now, it seems, is interested in him. So it'd be nice to see if Braylon would come to Chicago. He's a much better receiver, in my opinion, than Roy Williams. He's faster. His hands have improved over the years. So I'd really like to see him come to Chicago. So we'll see in the next couple of days what he decides to do. So yeah, so here are the highlights and some explanations on the Bears players. If you guys want to stick around and watch that, that's fine. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Okay, so Roy Williams, he's basically this 6'3", 220-pound specimen of mediocrity. Basically, he had 1 or 2 really good seasons in Detroit. In 2006, he had Martz as his offensive coordinator. Went to the Pro Bowl, had I think like 1,300 and something receiving yards, but he really never played up to that full potential. I think he was a first-round draft pick, and he got traded to the Cowboys for a pretty high draft pick. I think it was a second-round draft pick. He was supposed to be that #1 wide receiver after they got rid of T.O., but he really never lived up to that potential. As you see, he had a couple good plays this is the past 2 years here, but he's always been mediocre, really inconsistent is the best term. He's had some troubles with catching balls, but if you do look at some of the tape and some of the videos of his drop passes, it's because Tony Romo can't throw a ball to Roy Williams to save his life. Don't get me started on Tony Romo. That's for a different video, you guys. But his upsides, he's extremely tall. He's got some leaping ability, and he's a threat in the red zone. He throw a fade up to him. A lot of his touchdowns are actually from the red zone. He's got some speed. He can burn you. Some of the slower safeties and corners he can get by. But the main thing he brings to the table is his knowledge of the Mart's offense. You can bring him in, he already knows the system pretty much. He can teach the younger receivers the system. He's going to come in, he's not going to have any growing pains learning this new complicated offense. So that's the upside. We could work with his skills. We could control how many times he gets the balls. But you can't control a guy who hasn't learned the system, as you could, see from Devin Romish last year. He's going to know the system, so that's an upside. Okay, and that second Dallas Cowboy that the Bears went and picked up, the second cast-off from the Cowboys, is Marion Barber. Just a bruising, powerful, in-your-face type runner. Had amazing 2007 season, great 2008 season. He even had a solid 2009 season, but in 2010 his production just dramatically tailed off. He was sharing time with Rashard Choice and Felix Jones. But, listening to NFL analysts and, watching highlights and even some games that were on Sunday and Monday nights, he just, for some reason, they have him running to the outside. Here they have him, you can see him running to the sidelines. But his real game is right down the middle, between the guard and center, even the guard and tackle. But once he gets outside, that tackle, he's very ineffective. He doesn't have the fastest legs out there, and he's only getting older. A back like that, who's a bruiser, who always is looking for contact, they don't have that long of shelf life. Just look at Shaun Alexander, great example. But, he's a great complement to Matt Forte. Matt Forte is that speedier, shifty type receiver, receiving halfback, great hands. He's got great vision and he'll stiff arm you, but he's not the guy who's going to truck you play in and play out. If Marion Barber can kind of get revitalized here, he's not going to have a leading role in this offense, but he's going to be a great short yardage back, a great spell back, like I said in a video before. When Matt Forte gets tired, you put in Marion Barber. If they do keep Chester Taylor, that'll be something to see. He's a little bit overpriced for a third down back, which he's going to be. He's got excellent hands as well, great third down back, but he's overpriced. The salary cap, I believe, officially starts August 4th, later on this week, so we'll see any cap casualties coming up. But great signing, Marion Barber, amazing signing. I'm really excited to see how he's going to play, because he's a freaking bruiser, and you need that type of player coming up in November, December, going against the Green Bay Packers and even the Detroit Lions now, and the Vikings. So great signing, extremely excited about this guy. The next guy I'm extremely excited about is Vernon Gholston from Ohio State. I had to go back to his Ohio State highlight films and actually show you guys how good this guy is. He never really was in the scheme in New York to shine and be effective, but as you can see, the guy's strong. He's extremely fast. He's really big. He's like 265 pounds. I believe he's 6'3", 6'4". One of his criticisms and stuff coming out of college was that he takes a play off every once in a while. So, he's not going to be out there every play, so I don't think that's going to be a problem here for the Bears. But, in New York, he's always been in a system. Only 1 year he played as a traditional 4-3 end. That's his actual position. But he's played as an outside linebacker in that 3-4 system. If you guys don't know what a 3-4 is, that's where you got 3 down linemen and you got 4 linebackers. The outside linebackers are usually rushers. They're like stand-up defensive ends. He never really got into that role. He never really... it's not what he was built for. They had him play defensive tackle, which is like a defensive end in that system. He's not big enough to play that, guys. I'm sorry. So the Bears go out and sign him. Rod Marinelli, I guarantee you, is going to motivate this guy. He's got tons and tons and tons of talent. Just look at this guy. Extremely, extremely talented. Rod Marinelli, I guarantee, will bring out the best in this kid. So I'm extremely excited about him. Amobi Okoye, he's known for being Christian, the Nigerian Nightmare Okoye's son. Um, I think he was like the youngest player ever to come out in the draft in the modern era. He was like 19 years old when he was drafted in the first round. He had great potential. He's great upside. He's got, as you can see, he's got some good moves here coming against some really good offensive linemen. But he's never really met his potential. He's never really gotten to where he should be in the past 4 years. He's only 24. He's been in the league for like 4 or 5 years. He's got a long way to go. He hasn't hit his peak yet. And I think with Rod Marinelli, really good defensive line coach, just like with Vernon Golson, he will bring out the best in Okoye. And I'm really excited. He's definitely going to be a spell type defensive lineman. This Bears defensive line has so much depth this year. I mean, it's going to be one of the best defensive lines in the NFC for sure if they can get these guys to play up to their potential. The next guy I want to talk about is the punter, Adam Podlish, I don't care how you say it really. It's not Maynard, I know that for sure, and that's what pisses me off. Brad Maynard, if you guys do not know, is the best directional punter in the league as of right now. His net average was like 40 yards a kick, which was last in the NFL, but that gives the guy no justice as he led the league in punts inside the 20-yard line, so that net really doesn't mean anything. He wasn't re-signed, he was let go, basically because him and Dave Tobe didn't get along. They had their differences, and they let Brad Maynard go. So Brad Maynard, if you guys, haven't noticed over the years, he's helped this defense so much. He's that 12th defensive player, pins the other teams inside their own side of the field, and really gives the defense a lot of room to work with. So they go out, they signed Richmond McGee, they let him go already, but they get this guy. He's got a strong leg, but he's not known for his accuracy, and he's probably best known for that fake accidental punt against the Titans where he got the first down. But that's about it for him. We're going to miss Brad Maynard. I can guarantee you that this guy is not going to be anywhere close to as good as an accurate kicker as Brad Maynard was. And Robbie Gould went on record saying that he misses Maynard, that he was a really good holder. Really gave Robbie Gould confidence in the kicking game as well. So, going to miss him. Alright guys, thanks for watching. This is my last two guys I want to talk about, Matt Spaeth and Chris Spencer. Matt Spaeth we brought in once we got rid of Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen's been asking for a trade, we found out since last year. He finally got that, so we get Matt Spaeth, who is a straight blocking tight end. Definitely fits the Mike Martz scheme a lot better than Olsen did. He's just a really good blocker, much better than Mana Manuelu was. We're kind of glad we got rid of him. They also have Kellen Davis at tight end. Look, I really hope they go out and they sign another tight end just to really, strengthen this tight end core. Kellen Davis has gotten better over the years. He's from Michigan State. He's struggled with his blocking early on in his career. Last year, he definitely got better at that, and he pretty much only catches touchdowns. I think like 80-something% of his catches have been touchdowns. So he's got some speed, he's got decent hands, and definitely isn't no Greg Olsen, but he can fill those shoes quite nicely. The final guy I want to talk about is Chris Spencer. They could not re-sign Olin Kreutz, as I said earlier, because he's a fucking asshole. So they go out and they sign Chris Spencer. He's by no means the starter. He's been the starter in Seattle for the past 2 years, but he's extremely young, not as outspoken, not a leader by any stretch. Garza right now is playing center. The whole line is jumbled up, but Spencer will be competing for his center spots. No word if he's going to win it or not. Way, way too early in the training camp right now. So that is it, guys. Thanks for watching. This video is like 15 minutes long. It's by far the longest video I've ever made. So subscribe down below. Please See, that's how you know I've been talking for this whole fucking time. Subscribe up top, comment down below, please like the video, guys. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Check out my channel, and I will catch you later.